Think we're live. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another Facebook Live. We're excited to be here with you again tonight. Hopefully we are live. If you can't see us or hear us, just let us know somehow, write in the comments, and we'll make sure you guys can see us here. So my name is Sharon, and I'm here with Coach Anneke. We're super excited to be back with you guys tonight. We're going to start off by sharing some more updates about our reopening, a few updates about rejoining coaching, and then we'll dive into our support sessions tonight about preparing you for this weekend, in particular tips and recipes for Super Bowl Sunday. So as you're joining, please comment, let us know where you're joining from, say hi, and I'll be checking the comments as you're joining us.
Yeah, welcome guys. Excited to be here tonight. So we're going to start our event tonight by answering some questions that we saw on last week's Facebook Live that you guys have been asking. And many of you have been asking about if and when HMR products will be available for purchase again on Amazon. And we are excited to let you know that our Amazon storefront is back up and running. We are working hard to have most products available again. Currently, we have 8 varieties of entrees, 5 flavors of bars, and the HMR cereal available for purchase there on Amazon. And more will be arriving weekly, but please be patient as we work to get our full inventory back up on Amazon. In the meantime, we do still have food available to purchase on the HMR program website. And if you do have a local HMR clinic near you, you can also check with them as well.
And I'm looking down because I'm trying to look at comments for everyone saying hi. I'm just noticing a few people joining. Hello, Donna, David, Toby, Allison, Linda, Lori. We've got lots of people joining us. Gwen, Steve, Sandra. Hi, everyone. Aaron, so excited to have you guys joining us. Keep commenting. Where are you joining from? Hello from Cincinnati, Stephanie. Cool. We've got lots of people joining us. Tom from Arizona. All right. Awesome. Glad you guys are here. So another update we wanted to share. I know a lot of you have been wondering about rejoining phase 2 coaching groups. So another good news update, an email actually went out yesterday to anyone with an active membership who was enrolled in phase 2 coaching in November. And that email is going to share instructions on how to rejoin a phase 2 coaching group. So if you were actively enrolled in phase 2 coaching in November, you should have received an email from us yesterday with instructions on how to rejoin. So make sure you check your inbox for that communication.
Yes, we're really excited to get back to our phase 2 groups as well after starting our phase 1 groups this week. So looking forward to that. And for anyone who used to attend HMR groups in person at a clinic, we just want to remind you to please check in with your local clinic as many are beginning to reopen. And if you find out that your local clinic will no longer offer the HMR program, once we open the at-home program back up to everyone, this will be an option for you to join as well. And as we've been mentioning, we'll continue to share updates as we have them on these Facebook Live events, on the HMR Facebook page, on our website, and via email. So just stay tuned as we slowly get things up and going here.
Yep. And I see lots of more people commenting. We've got Anna from San Diego, Linda from Michigan, Laura, let's see, Bob from Rancho Cucamonga. Hi, everyone. All right, so we'll dive into our support session. And if you're just joining and you missed the updates that we just provided, again, we're going to keep posting updates. We'll share updates via email on our website, and this video will be recorded and we'll share it in the Facebook group, so you can always watch it, the full video afterwards. So we're diving into our support session for tonight. So we're going to be focusing on Super Bowl Sunday. And if you're someone who is thinking you have no intention of watching the Super Bowl and your first thought is this support session does not pertain to me, don't leave, stay on the live, because although we're mentioning and like specifically focusing on the event this weekend, all these strategies are going to be helpful for just weekend support and anyone who struggles to stay on track on weekends or with social events. I know I fall into that bucket because weekends are just challenging. And I mean, you all can guess why weekends are challenging, but just to lay out a few more reasons why we are focusing on this is that weekends are just less stressful. I'm going to be checking the comments as Anneke starts us off with some strategies. So comment here and let us know what those challenges are.
Yeah, so we're going to share some of our top strategies for weekend success. And while we do, we really encourage you to write down anything that you'd like to work into your plan for this weekend or in the future. It's good to just have these things on paper so you have some ideas to pull from when you need them. And one of the most important things you can do to stay on track for Super Bowl Sunday, social events, or any challenging weekend is to plan and prep ahead. And we want to make sure to really, write down our plans. The greater level of detail you can bring to your planning, the better. And when you're building your plan for the day, think about, first and foremost, where is physical activity? Where is this going to fall into your plan for the day? And what will you do? Oftentimes, during the weekend, it's better to plan for physical activity early in the day before the day kind of gets away from you. So I would definitely recommend starting there. How are you going to start your day strong with physical activity? And then you also want to consider what foods you will eat and what you'll need to buy and prep. So you could even start now by starting a list for what you need from the grocery store, maybe making a plan to get to the store. Definitely wanting to prep some of those healthy foods to have ready to go. It could be washed berries or grapes in your fridge, cut up veggies for snacking. One of my personal favorites to have on hand is those containers of jicama sticks from Trader Joe's. Those are just great to grab and snack on. They're a good car snack too, I would add. Having roasted veggies to mix with entrees, but having some of those things available for you in the fridge that you can grab. And if you have a challenging event like Super Bowl or another social event, you want to make sure to plan for before, during, and after the event. I think with any plan like this, strategic timing of your meals and snacks is really, really key. So thinking about, before an event, before a Super Bowl party, let's just say, wanting to plan for the beginning of your day. How can you front load your day so that you're not getting to the event hungry? You're going full. And then you want to make a plan for what you will bring or what you'll eat at the event. I would personally recommend making sure that you have at least 3 options planned. It's better to have more than you think you'll need, since oftentimes we do end up being away longer than we had originally planned. You might think you're going to a party for 3 hours and it's 6 hours later. So we want to be prepared for those circumstances as well. So during the event, obviously, but also after, you want to make sure that you're planning for after the event, having some of those healthy treats ready for you when you get home or even in your car, a HMR bar, pudding, fruit, shake, just really thinking through what you can do before, during, and after the event can go a long way in supporting you over the course of the whole day.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just looking at some comments that you guys are saying from some challenges this weekend. Amy mentioned a glass of wine. Candace said, both of my sisters and I are trying to lose weight, but when we get together, we kind of end up being each other's devil on the shoulder. We need to be more supportive of each other instead.
Mhm.
Totally hear that. That can be a big challenge. John, ice fishing this weekend, but planning lots of fruits and vegetables. That's great. Let's see. Not Tom says not watching the Super Bowl, hiking in the desert that day. Nice alternative.
Great.
Great. Yeah. So keep commenting. Let us know what your challenge is. And some other tips to share. So obviously, you don't want to totally deprive yourself of tasty food that you enjoy, but there's plenty of healthier alternatives that can have you enjoying certain flavors that you like without having these super high calorie foods that are just going to totally take you off track and, potentially lead to weight gain. So as I'll mention a few ideas, but comment now with some of your favorite game day, Super Bowl, social event recipes and appetizers. There's never enough ideas. So please comment and let us know what some of your favorite recipes are that are a little bit healthier, that you can enjoy on the weekends. So some ideas for phase one, if you are in the box only eating HMR foods or fruits and vegetables, an alternative to buffalo wings is buffalo cauliflower. It's super simple. We have a recipe on the HMR website. We'll be sharing that in the group. Very simple recipe, really great flavor, but much lower in calories. You can also do guacamole with mini peppers. Guacamole is just the avocado with a little bit of seasoning, cilantro, and instead of chips, you take chopped mini peppers, or you could just do bell peppers or even cucumber or the jicama that Anneke mentioned, and dip that in the guacamole. You could do a sweet potato with turkey chili on top. A baked potato bar is really fun. You could just do the turkey chili entree or make a vegetarian chili, which is just beans and different spices. Homemade fries is another option. I love doing them in the air fryer, sweet potato or regular. You just add a little bit of seasoning, get them nice and crispy. And then there's this great recipe that Anneke is going to be sharing in the Facebook group for an in the box hummus recipe where you can dip vegetables in. Another phase one recipe idea is toasted ravioli. Again, we're going to share that recipe with you afterwards. And then if you're in phase two and eating other foods outside of HMR foods and fruits and vegetables, one of my favorites is sweet potato nachos. So healthier toppings and, a better base than chips. You're doing crispy sweet potatoes. Turkey meatballs is a great appetizer recipe. Portobello pizzas, and then barbecue chicken stuffed sweet potato. So we've got tons of ideas. That was just a short list, but we're going to be posting our Pinterest board with all of our fun game day recipes. We'll post it in the group, the HMR Facebook group. That way you can scan through and pick out your favorites for this weekend. Another thing to consider is having a plan for alcohol. Of course, with social events, you might be more likely to have a drink or want to have a drink, especially Super Bowl Sunday. Beer is a very popular drink for game day. I personally love replacing alcohol with sparkling water, and not just in a regular sparkling water can, but I'll pour it into a wine glass and add a lime or a lemon. And it really just feels like a nice fancy drink. And it feels like I'm, enjoying something special. You can add berries to it. Flavored water is great. And there's also plenty of non-alcoholic spirits on the market that are much lower in calories than regular alcoholic drinks. So just look at the ingredients, look at the nutrition facts, make sure it's calorie free. Another tip is to stay hydrated. I love keeping a reusable water bottle with me at all times and just keeping that filled up. It's really easy to confuse thirst for hunger. And if you're not drinking enough water, it might just be something where you end up grabbing food, but really you just need to drink water. So keep that reusable water bottle filled and with you at all times. That can be a huge help.
Great, lots of great tips and great ideas for some good foods to have for phase one or phase two. No reason to not enjoy what you're eating. Just make it healthier. Another strategy that we would recommend too is, kind of keeping yourself physically close to the healthier foods. It's no secret you don't have to be hungry to grab something that's higher calorie. If it's right in front of you and it's tempting you, it can be easy to mindlessly snack on things. So if you are attending a Super Bowl party or any other event, kind of situate yourself in front of the healthier options or the lighter options, and not in constant, close contact with the higher calorie foods there. So, or even just, kind of keeping yourself close to the healthier foods, always keeping kind of a small plate of your vegetables or your fruits or whatever it is that you're snacking on, so you have something available. And last thing, that we just want to remind you guys about, and I think it kind of goes back to one of the comments you read, Sharon, is making sure to advocate for yourself, sharing your plans, your intentions with your friends and family can really go a long way. Asking for the support you need, so they can help kind of keep you accountable during an event, letting the host know ahead of time as well, if you will be bringing certain foods, even, foods to share that help kind of fit inside your, what you're sticking to, or letting them know that you intend to follow a specific plan can just help you feel more comfortable when you're there. We know it can be sometimes anxiety producing to be eating differently from other people at an event, but just letting people know ahead of time can kind of make that experience a lot more comfortable. So hopefully you guys have heard, at least one strategy here that might help you as you're thinking about the weekend ahead. So now is the time to set your goal. We've listed a bunch of strategies, so consider your challenges, Super Bowl, or any social events this coming week, and comment at least one strategy that you are committing to this weekend. We'd love to hear, what you're going to do to stay on track with some of your health behaviors, this coming week. And we'll continue to respond to your comments. And if you guys, again, couldn't be here for the full event, this video will be posted on the HMR program Facebook page, as well as the group for you to view after the fact.
Yep. And I see more comments coming through. As Anneke said, we'll continue to respond to comments. We're seeing them. So we love gathering as many ideas as we can so we can all share and support one another.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you all for joining us tonight. We really hope that this was helpful, gave you some ideas to stay on track this weekend. Again, we'll be posting the Pinterest board and the hummus recipe. That way you can get all of these great recipes to pick out your favorites for this weekend. Join us next week, next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be back on Facebook Live, sharing some more support and strategies before the long weekend. So be sure to tune in for that event. Again, if you cannot join us live, the recording is going to be saved on our Facebook page and shared in our Facebook community groups. So stay in close contact with your inbox. If you haven't seen that email, we're going to continue to send email updates as we have them. So see you guys next week and have a great night.
Bye, guys.